And good morning. Welcome to the program for a Friday. Mike, Paul, and Chris.
Hello.
Paul and Chris, of course, on Retiree Row over here.
Damn straight.
What's that? I'll be retired.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was good. He didn't like it, but you and I did.
What's today? That's Retired Day.
What do you call a person who smiles on Monday?
Retired. Yeah. He puts that on my my Facebook the other day.
Mike's response? Jerk.
Well, Paul, he said, goes, I agree with him or something like that. Yeah, Paul still has a problem with Mondays.
With what?
Mondays. She still doesn't like Mondays.
I don't like Mondays.
You're weird.
What's the difference at this point?
Doesn't make any difference. I just don't like Mondays.
You don't like Mondays?
No, you come in all happy and everything on Monday, and I said, "What the hell is this guy crazy? Just come off a nice weekend."
He's been conditioned.
I guess so. So we got a bunch of things we can talk about. Like first, it's always ask Chris anything.
I may not know the answer, but I will be happy to make something up.
So if you have a question for Chris Goodenough, just put it in the chat room, and we will ask it.
Throw it out there.
Ask Chris anything every Friday from 8 to 9.
Yeah, I learn a lot on Fridays.
I know.
Not from me. Definitely not from me.
Yesterday was Veterans Day.
Yes, it was.
Yep.
They had a nice ceremony down at Veterans Memorial Park. They had one in Plainfield as well.
Yeah.
Brian Lanou was present down at the one here. And Heather Summers was not, but because Heather Summers was at the Plainfield ceremony.
How about our local dignitaries?
Let's see. From what I could see, Todd Babbitt was there, Lori Sorter, a couple of people from the borough with Lori and Jim Kruger, Tim Sharkey.
None of the selectmen-elects showed up?
I didn't see anything of that, no.
Oh, curious.
So
That's kind of interesting.
yeah.
Missing in action.
Huh?
Missing in action.
Oh, well.
Maybe they didn't get the memo.
I don't know. But the only pictures I saw really are the ones with Lori Sorter and Kruger and Sharkey, Todd Babbitt.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
I didn't see any pictures. No.
Hmm.
Of anybody else, but I didn't see any. Let's see that. I didn't see any pictures of the Grizzle Choir either.
Yep.
They were there,
I didn't see the Trumpster there.
huh?
I didn't see the Trumpster.
The Trumpster,
Yeah, he said he was showing up.
Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He said the event was going to be huge.
huge. Look at my hands; they're huge.
Interesting.
So look. Do we have people in the room today, or do we have trolls?
Just trolls.
Are they under the bridge?
All right, Chris. There is a question for you.
Oh, goody. I'm happy.
Can you say Irish wristwatch 5 times fast?
I can't say it once slow.
Irish wristwatch.
No.
Irish wristwatch. Irish wristwatch. Irish.
I'm a writer, not an orator. No. I can write it 5 times 3
There you
feet.
go. Irish wristwatch.
Wristwatch.
Can't say it.
Nope. Who put that?
That was Laura.
Laura, go back to bed.
Stan says, "Good morning, guys."
Hey.
Good morning, Stan. So, like I said, ask Chris anything. Let's see the veterans event.
Yeah.
Ed Burdick, local dignitary, I guess you could. He's retired Navy,
Yep.
and he was the master of ceremonies.
Yeah,
He's
he-
also a retired attorney.
He was the master of ceremonies for Memorial Day also.
Uh-huh.
Did a great job.
Yeah, he is good.
Where'd
He's
he go,
good at
Ed?
that.
He does a lot for the military.
He does.
He does.
He's very passionate
very much
about
so.
it.
Yeah.
So remember the Memorial Day service? Were you there?
No.
Whatever.
I got it on video.
Yeah, he did. He videoed the whole thing.
Yeah.
Ed Burdick gets very emotional.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I've seen him get emotional here for a lot of things. Anyway.
Right.
He gets mad and gets, he's happy, but when he gets sad, he's sad, and he definitely has a place in his heart.
Yeah.
For the veterans.
Yeah, he
And
broke down a little bit on Memorial Day.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you got that. I know you got that.
Got on
video,
tape.
too. Ah.
He drives a lot of vets to the hospital too.
Mhm.
When they got to go to a VA hospital, he drives a lot of them. Yeah. So
All right, Chris. A question for you: has pot been legalized in Connecticut as of now?
Funny you should ask that.
Funny that you should ask that.
I know that both Home Depot and Lowe's sell pots without having any kind of licensing.
Okay. Yeah.
they're
Um,
clay pots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I have both pots and pans. So, yes, I would say it's legal now.
Okay.
You actually can grow 5 plants in your. Now here's the thing. Here's
What are
the
you
rule.
talking about?
Pot. You
So
have-
was he. What?
I'm
Yeah.
telling you.
Oh.
Yeah.
That pot.
You grow it in order to grow your own pot. It must be grown inside your house.
Okay.
That's the rule.
Get a heat lamp. Go to
So,
the pet store. Get
so-
like a,
so wait a
lizard
minute.
heat lamp or something.
Yeah.
wait a minute. Unless they've got a warrant, how do they know you're only growing 5 plants?
And
I
that's,
could have a whole grow center in my
That's-
basement.
that's pretty much it's on the honor system.
Yeah.
So is COVID
Yeah.
these days.
Just
Yeah,
Right?
because
telling ya.
people are honorable.
Just telling you what the rule is. You have if you're going to grow your own pot, it has to be done inside, and they sell these kits that you can buy to grow your own pot inside your house.
They don't have enough
But
manpower.
here's the other thing too. But you gotta get it tested to make sure it's okay. And in order to do that, but unfortunately,
This is some high
I'm
grade
just
stuff,
telling
dude.
you- telling you that for residential testing, they don't do it. So you kind of screw. But with a lot of big manufacturers, they have it tested to make sure it's okay.
Well, back when they originally were talking about legalizing pat back like 100 years,
Pat.
yeah, pat. That's my Boston accent. But back 100 years ago, when they were first talking about legalizing pot, they came out with the Stamp Act. And people were allowed to grow pot as long as they had the stamp. But you couldn't get the stamp without demonstrating that you could grow pot. So it was a catch-22.
There's actually a guy I'm not sure if he's Connecticut or Massachusetts, that runs classes on how to grow pot.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, there is. It's a business now that somebody has.
Remember when microbrewing first started up?
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to brew their own beer.
Mhm.
Same thing with pot.
Some people do it, at home,
Yeah.
but it also did spur a lot of businesses.
Mm-hmm.
Look at all the microbrews that are in just Connecticut alone.
Yeah, you're gonna have pot out there with all kinds of fancy names. Pete's Pot.
Summer Days, DAZE.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Stan, thanks for your question. If anybody else has a question, it's Ask Chris Anything. I didn't know you were going to take it on that angle. To be honest with you.
Pans.
Pots and pans.
I've got a pot-bellied pig. Does that count?
we must be specific in our questions.
That's
that we
right,
ask,
that's
because
right.
you never know the answer. That
I'm
you're
like the
gonna get.
genie. You have 3 wishes, but you better make sure you say them right.
So this coming Monday in Griswold, I think it's the same thing in Plainfield. They're going to go ahead and swear in the new folks that just won the local elections.
Yep.
So as of Monday, Dana Bennett will be installed as the new first selectman. Richard Matters will be installed as the. Yeah, see, that's the one thing I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around.
Have we put a face to the name yet?
No,
Oh. Well, we'll see if he's going to be there. He's got to be there because he's got to be sworn in.
So here's what the feedback I get, not only from people around me, but people that just kind of talk to me. They ask me, "Have you ever seen this guy?"
He's not
No.
a street sign?
No.
Okay.
It's like no. And here's what I can't wrap my head around. He's probably the one person in town that ran
Mhm.
that hardly anybody knows.
Nobody
Yeah.
saw him.
Right. But he gets the most votes.
What does that tell you?
That tells me that people just went in and went Republican right across the board.
Well, that's exactly what they did.
Mm-hmm.
Linda Cody runs for treasurer,
Mhm.
all the time. She ran unopposed. She's a Democrat. She got more votes as a Republican.
Because you're right. They went across the line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's be honest.
So there you go.
Ballots are hard.
Yeah.
Well,
And drugs are bad, okay?
no, we all know why that happened.
So the question to you and people that are listening and or watching, was this election a product of what's happening nationally?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
When you have a president that has a 38%,
Approval rating?
that's lower than Carter. Carter's probably jumping around. Man, I'm not
Yeah.
the low guy now. You are.
Jimmy's approval rating is through the roof
Compared to
as he gets older and older.
compared to this
Mm.
guy.
He's building houses for Habitat for
Jimmy
Humanity.
Carter?
Yeah.
Jimmy Carter?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Compared to this guy, I know. It's just amazing how he's bringing this country down. But
Come on, man.
yeah,
Let's do the thing.
I told you the other day. I don't think he has any freaking clue what his rates are.
Well,
He don't. He has no clue.
to be fair,
Yeah.
the ratings don't matter. Say he got all the way down to 1%. What are you going to do?
He's still president.
Yeah, he's still president.
Yeah.
He's still the puppet that everybody else is pulling his strings.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do? Ratings don't matter. They're just a number to have people yell at their TV at 6:00 at night when the news
Well,
is on.
That's why people
Mhm.
aren't watching news anymore. Because that's exactly what happens. You hear something new that happens and it just burns you up.
Mm-hmm.
So turn it off. Don't
Yep.
want to hear it.
Yep.
I mean, that's exactly what's going on in the world today.
I watch reruns of Lassie at that time.
Yeah.
Getting back to the Griswold election,
Yeah.
I think it's pretty evident. I think there's enough evidence on the surface to pretty much make the assumption that we have that people just went Republican across
Exactly.
the board.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So, but it wasn't just here; it was everywhere.
exactly.
So they're definitely sending a message.
Now,
I mean, we could
to be fair, do we know if the Democrats voted straight across the board also, or did they split party lines?
I did not vote party line.
I
I'm a
always,
registered
yeah, I
Republican,
always
but I-
go
Right.
the people I want.
Yeah,
Right, but we can pretty much tell from the numbers that the Republicans voted just party line. Most of them.
Most of
I,
them.
I would. Yeah, I think it's fair to say that
Yeah.
they did. Yeah,
Yeah.
Did the Democrats do the same thing?
I'm gonna say no.
You think more Democrats split the party lines, actually voted for a person and not a party?
Yes.
I kind of agree.
That's
I kind
my-
of agree with Mike
that's what I
because
think, yeah.
I think a lot of this is local. I don't think there's a
Mhm.
lot of help. Well, I guess I shouldn't say that because there are some Hodgestead Republicans there because that's what they did. But I think a lot of people went up and down the line, just picking people they thought was right.
Yeah.
I went alphabetically.
Did you?
Yeah.
No, that's the way you're supposed to vote.
Well, Bennett.
Babbitt.
There you go. That's right.
See, Todd,
Yeah.
check.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So who knows? But the election happened.
Mm-hmm.
It's over.
It's over.
It's over. We have new folks that are going to be sworn in on Monday. Let's see what happens.
And
But
I
then,
hope,
we said the same thing about Todd Babbitt. When he came out, let's see what happens.
well, let's hope she does right because if she doesn't do right, it's going to put a black mark on top of the Republicans. Because
Well, I'll be interested to see what her agenda looks like right out of the gate.
let's find out. We'll
You know,
see.
what's she going to start pushing?
Well,
What I would suggest in that case, no matter who the first, second, or third selectmen are, is go to a meeting. If you go to a meeting, then you'll know
Mhm.
what their agenda is.
Yeah.
See what happens, and I've seen it. Paul's seen it. You were part of a committee at one time.
The
Yeah, it was.
economic development
Yeah.
with Paul.
Yeah.
Sorry to say.
but
Oh, that was my outside voice.
like, how many people actually go to meetings?
None.
There you go.
I can count on one hand the number of people that showed up for the economic development
Sure, yeah.
meetings
Yeah.
in the whole time I was there.
So let's put somebody an AI bot in there. It doesn't matter because nobody's going.
Right.
No, you're right. Then things change. Don't bitch.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. What happened, or what happened even with the existing regime? I mean,
Regime. We are using the word regime.
Yeah. well, the people didn't like what was going on, but they never went to a freaking meeting to voice their opinion.
Yeah.
They voiced their opinion at the election,
Because
Well,
why did they do
but
that?
I don't think honestly it had anything to do with local.
What was it? 24% voted?
Yeah, right around there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because-
So, and the other
because-
76%?
Yeah, yeah.
Shut up.
It had to do with it had to do national. Everybody's upset.
And the other thing is too is that 24% is a big number
Yeah,
for
for this
Griswold.
town.
That's a
for
big
this town.
number,
Mhm.
and you had to know that if you're going to do a big number like that,
Yeah.
relatively speaking,
Yeah.
something was going to change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think the Democrats all came out in droves, but I think the Republicans that don't normally vote
Yeah.
came out too,
Do
But,
we know
you know,
what the split
because
is?
it was a non-presidential election.
Yeah. As far
I
as
know.
registered voters, do we know what the split is? Is it?
I don't know. We could always ask the registrar.
Yeah.
But no.
What-
If you're listening.
What's going to matter is what
Jen might
happens
be, I don't know.
in 22.
Mhm.
Let's see what happens in 22.
Yeah.
If this whole thing happens in 22 again, everybody votes red. It'll make me feel better because now we'll have a balance in the legislature,
Yeah.
Mhm.
which we need to have because when it's one-sided like that, they're just doing what the hell they want. We got no
Kind of like what they're doing now.
exactly.
Yeah.
We have no checks and balances of what they're doing, and they're putting everything in there.
Mhm. Well, let's be honest. They do that every time.
Well, yeah, there's always a bunch of that crap in there. I wonder how much crap is in this bill they just passed.
You know, that's why the bills are 10,000 pages long.
Oh yeah, because nobody reads them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, they're going to get some infrastructure. Do we need the infrastructure done? Yeah, there's a lot of problems with a lot of roads and bridges and all this other stuff. But if you kind of look at it, a lot of things are happening with states. They're doing a lot of things against a lot of states that are red. That's my watch telling me it's
Breakfast.
breakfast. Yeah, there's a
My butt
lot of.
tingled, so
If you look what's happening nationally, there's a lot of stuff happening with people in the red states, not so much in the blue states.
Mhm.
The federals are really going after everything with the state. Look what they did in Florida. Look what they're doing in Texas.
Well, a lot of things that they're doing is trying to distinct or
Yeah.
redistribute the lines of counties and stuff,
Well,
so they can change the number of Republicans that are needed versus Democrats.
Yeah. Look at the immigration issue.
Yeah.
Where are they coming in?
Mhm.
Texas.
Yeah.
Texas is red. You think are they doing anything about it? No, because they don't give a crap. They don't
Yeah.
care because it's red. We don't care about them. Now, if it was Texas was a blue state, they'd be doing something.
Hmm.
So he's reacting to what's red and what's blue. He's not reacting to what the American people
He's not
need.
reacting at all. People are reacting for him.
Valerie puts a statement in. Says, "I wish that they were still streaming meetings, as I think that many watched from home,
A lot of people watch the
and they did."
Yes.
Well, if you could stream it and then add a YouTube link so people could watch it at a later date, also.
What I noticed too is that they did it on Zoom
So,
and Google Meet,
you know,
but there's nowhere to watch them.
Right.
You can't review them,
No.
and that's defeating the purpose.
Yeah.
Right. Because I'd like to be able to go and say, back 3 months ago, you didn't say that. You said this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here's the clip to prove you said it.
Yeah, but not only that, yes, it could be used as a tool to keep somebody accountable.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, oh, you know what? I work from 5 p.m. until 1 a.m. in the morning. Or I work a part-time job
Yeah.
and I go in at 5:30 and I don't get out till 10.
Mm-hmm.
That tells them I cannot go to a meeting
Right.
because I am working. Doesn't mean that I am not interested.
Right.
Right.
This is the 21st century.
Yeah.
We should be on par as far as media goes.
Plus, not only that, I think when their meetings are in Zoom or whatever,
Mhm.
they should be able to ask a question.
Yeah.
Maybe not vote, but at least ask questions. But they don't allow that to happen either.
I think that will change. I think because one of the things that I did ask is if I was to stream meetings for town hall.
Yeah.
Like the selectmen or whatever, or I even asked this of the Board of Education, but the board that didn't go very far.
So they want to be silent. They want everybody to know what they're doing.
Well,
So anyway, I had said, well, can I read the question? As long as the person that asked the question states their name and their address, like you do at a meeting,
mhm.
and if I could read that in lieu of them. And the answer that I was given was, I don't see why not. Let me check. But then it didn't go, but on the onset was like, I don't see why not.
Well, our new first selectman in her campaign did state that she was going to try to be more transparent.
Okay.
So asking questions at the selectmen's meeting, I think, would be a perfect opportunity.
They do that anyway, Chris. They have
Yeah.
a public
Forum.
forum.
Right.
But you get the public forum is always in a position where you don't hear them what they're asking.
Right.
It comes before their discussion.
That
they move it?
depends. No,
Yeah.
sometimes they have it at the beginning and the end.
Yeah.
But I've always seen the public forum at the end. I know they've done it a few times at the beginning on some of the virtual stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't agree with doing a Q&A before the meeting.
Yeah, it's kind of dumb.
Wouldn't you ask questions about the meeting after the
Right.
meeting?
Unless you're asking questions from the last meeting's minutes.
Was it, or was there a special meeting that preceded the meeting that they're at then?
Exactly.
So I don't know. I do. Chris, you're 100% right. We're in the 21st century.
Yeah.
We should be streaming all of these meetings. These
And
meetings should
and having them available later.
and having them available
Yeah.
online.
Imagine
Yes.
being able to go to the town hall main page and there's a list that has all the links to all the videos of all the meetings that your town has had.
Mhm.
Imagine how much more informed the public would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree.
And the problem too with minutes that are taken when they summarize the meetings, the stuff that's said, you miss a lot of it because they just summarize what
Mhm.
the topic was. You never hear all the details behind what they were discussing.
Unless questions are asked.
Yeah, and a lot of times those aren't even published.
We here we try to put out information, right?
Yep.
In many different arenas.
Mhm.
You know, we do this here in the morning. We have news on the top of the hour. We have a newsletter that we set out via email. There's a we can send if people have our app, then they can get push notifications of news items. We put it on Facebook. I don't think there's any way that other than going door to door,
Right.
that we can put out information, on Griswold and town meetings and things that are happening or whatever, other than the avenues that we do.
Mm-hmm.
I could stand on top of the building, with a PA system and do it that way.
A
But
couple flags doing semaphore.
yeah,
Smoke
yeah,
signal.
Yeah,
smoke signals,
well,
right?
The old saying is you can.
But
get
then
it-
you still have people that say, "Well, I didn't know what was going on," and I'm like, "What do you need? Someone to put in social media? Hey, when's election day?" Douche.
you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
They'd rather ask the question than look it up.
I guess.
Yeah, it's more important to get the oil prices than to find out what's going in town.
Somebody put in social media yesterday about supposedly there's a shortage of turkeys.
I'm going to start hoarding them.
You know what? Go up to Econk Hill.
No, they're most of the tickers are gone.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
A lot of more.
I know they were looking for help
No.
to help
Yeah.
process the turkeys and stuff.
There's turkeys going to be around starting after 14. A lot of places are putting them on sale.
Yeah.
Your favorite place is putting them on sale.
What?
Your favorite place, your favorite store.
Oh, you could be being sarcastic. So I have no idea what you're talking about.
Aldi's.
Oh, it's not my favorite store. We go there because they're cheap, and
Yeah.
that's about
Target
it.
had them on sale for 99 cents.
You know
a
what?
pound.
I actually like Aldi's produce better than Walmart.
Well,
Mhm.
A lot better.
That's not hard.
I know, but it holds.
Yeah, unless you're
You
a
know?
potato, brown is not the color it's the vegetable's supposed to be.
Big Y had a whole bunch of them there. But,
ShopRite has good produce.
Yeah.
Big Y, yeah.
But the problem is the turkeys were like, 18, 19 pounds, all big ones. no
You could
small
drive
ones.
halfway across the
Why don't
state.
you just
and
get
go
a? I'm
to-
sorry.
you could drive halfway across the state and go to Whole Foods.
Sure.
They need
Price right.
Yeah.
Why don't you just get a couple of Cornish game hens for Christ's
Yeah, you
sakes?
could
There's
do
only
that.
2 of you.
Yeah.
One for the cats, one for Paul and his wife.
They probably could split one. Could you eat the whole thing?
No, I don't. I'm only like the white meat of the bird. I'm not the dark meat person. So what we do is, I take the white meat from the poo birds, and she eats the dark meat.
Oh, does she?
Yeah, she
Okay.
likes dark meat, so so it works out fine.
I like the white meat myself too.
Yeah, I just
I don't.
I'll eat the whole frickin' thing. White meat, dark meat, the
Yeah.
grizzle, bone. I don't care.
My mother would eat it all too. The only part she wouldn't eat would be the neck. She wouldn't eat the neck.
It's the best part.
that's because it's usually stuck up the turkey's ass. Think about it.
Just like real life.
You know, you get it home, you cut it open, and you're like, what the hell is this doing up there? That's not where it belongs.
Turkey had his head up his ass. Oh God. All right, so I think that's a real good idea that they need to stream. They need to stream all the meetings. Either they buy some equipment that does it automatically, or they find people that will come in and do it. And that's the hardest part.
Yeah.
You know, that's always the hardest part is to
Yeah.
find people to come in and actually do that task.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you'd have people that will go, okay, yeah, I'll do it, and they'll do it for about a month.
Yeah, and that's it. Done.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe a couple of meetings, and then they'll be, I can't make it. Maybe Joey can do it. I can't do it. Joey, can you do it? Nah, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, there's no meeting streamed because nobody will do it.
Right.
You can't get people to go to a meeting just to listen to what the hell's going on in town. How the hell are you gonna get somebody to go stream it?
Well, to me,
I don't go there. I'm gonna work it though.
To me, there's two options here. One is to join the rest of the world in the 21st century, and the other is to continue doing what you're doing and having your population think that you're up to something.
Yeah. Well, that happens anyway.
Right, but if the meetings are streamed and then available for later viewing, it's much harder for the public to go, well, you were doing this. And in the meetings, they were clearly not.
Mhm.
It adds to the transparency.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes the town hall will go ahead and say, well, we post the meeting minutes.
Have you read the meeting minutes?
Depends on who is writing the meeting minutes and who's supervising.
But I mean, for the most part,
Let's just say that.
they are some of the most vague things that I have
Of
read
course.
regarding this town.
Did you know that you could go to town hall 48 hours after, let's just say, the meeting, and you could have the audio sent to you? Or if you have a thumb drive, just walk in and can I have the audio from the meeting? Problem is, which I have seen, especially for the Board of Selectmen meeting, is that the executive secretary for the first selectman puts the recorder right in front of her.
Right. So
And then you can't hear anybody. You can hear her shuffling papers back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
But then to go ahead and find out what kind of content was in there. And I've said, why don't you put that over there?
Yeah. You know that everybody has mics in front of them, right?
Yeah, but still, it's just a handheld recorder.
Right.
that
But I
she
mean,
uses,
if
so.
you could get a recorder that taps into those mics,
They do. They don't use it.
there you go.
They don't use it.
What are they hiding?
I don't think they really.
I don't think they're hiding anything.
Yeah, I just don't know how to use them
I don't think.
because there are mics
Yeah.
in front of every one of the seats.
I reiterate, come into the 21st century.
know.
Yeah. Oh no, I agree with that. I don't think they're hiding anything, because if they're hiding anything, then they wouldn't say, it'd be very vague at a meeting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For the
Mhm.
3 people that are there.
Yeah.
Laura says people have become accustomed to information being readily available with little effort on their part. That's so true.
Yep.
That is true.
If they have to go out of their way to get the information, they're less likely to be involved or to be informed. Paul, how many times have I said to you, if it doesn't happen your news feed, it didn't happen at all?
Right.
Because people just scroll with their thumb.
But I read it on the internet.
Right, but they're reading what Facebook
Right.
is giving you. You're not looking for anything.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
So therefore, it's like, I didn't see it.
Take 5 minutes, do the research.
Right. One of the and I people get mad when I say this, but I think a lot of residents put way too much stock in Grizzled Now.
That's true. They do.
Mm-hmm.
As far as a news source.
I think that's everywhere, though. You know,
Plainfield residents.
I can't.
Same thing. The
I-
group, Plainfield residents.
Yeah, I can't argue that Griswold now
They're
does that,
vicious in that one.
but it's the same everywhere. People are just going to Facebook, going to the quickest source of information that they have.
Right.
Whether or not it's accurate information, they go there for the information and then they base their decisions on what they read.
Yeah. Confirmation bias.
Yeah.
It's all that it is.
Mhm.
But
Unicorns are real. I read it on Facebook.
Scott Davis.
Hi,
Hi,
Scott.
Scott. Good morning. Says, thank God everyone on the internet and Facebook is true and accurate.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh God. Laura pipes in and says, slaves to the system of social media.
Oh yeah.
Hands up emoji. These are all true statements, and we're all guilty of it.
Yeah.
You know, we're probably less guilty of it because it's top of mind. It's like, all right, I know I'm not going to get that here. I have to look somewhere else.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like people don't even go to websites anymore. They don't even go to websites unless there's a link they can click to take them there.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to type in a website.
That's too hard.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It's just too hard.
Yeah.
That's why we live in a world of 140 characters or less.
I do 60.
We're living in a simulation.
Yeah.
I wonder if we're just maybe we are the Sims.
Yeah.
Maybe we are the video game.
Maybe we're living in the Matrix.
Do I have a diamond ahead of me on top of me? Yeah. But yes, slaves to the system of social media is very, very true. So if you're scrolling Facebook, you're looking at what Facebook feels is important to you based on your activity.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at pictures of funny cats,
Yep.
Facebook is going to feed you more pictures of funny cats.
Yeah.
If you go to a specific group, this is how it starts with Griswold now. And you take a look and you engage in a couple things, well, you're going to get more things from Griswold now, more and more and more. Well, where other things will float away.
Right.
So, folks, tell me this. How many of your Facebook friends have kind of gone by the wayside? You don't see anything from them anymore on your news feed. I'll bet you can think of at least two.
Yeah. How many more advertisements are you seeing also?
Exactly. Exactly.
And they're listening too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you talk about CPAP machines to your wife, and all of a sudden you start getting these ads for CPAP machines.
Yeah.
It's like, I never posted anything anywhere.
Uh-huh.
No.
God forbid you start talking about funerals. Uh-oh. My phone's right there. Well, that's because when you download an app, and I don't think many people pay attention because, you give the app certain permissions.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree to the above,
Mhm.
and you never read the above.
Mhm. And as far as if you give rights to the camera, it doesn't
Mhm.
mean that you're looking at them. They could be looking at you.
And your mic.
So anyway, yeah, the whole thing with social media is that the more you interact with certain things, the more you're going to get of that same thing, because the algorithm thinks that's what you're interested in.
Yep.
So if you're best friends with Joe Smith, but you talk to Joe Smith all the time in person, you don't really take a look at Joe's Facebook page. If you don't see Joe Smith for a couple of weeks, nothing's coming up. And what happens? I bet you stop thinking about Joe Smith.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden you start, oh, this other person's interacting with me on Facebook. I want to talk to them.
Yeah.
Then you get a call from Joe. Where the hell you been? Oh, I've been talking to Fred. Why? Well, he comes up on my Facebook feed. Think about it, folks. Really, I mean, it's It's fact. It's
Yeah.
not. We're not making this up.
Oh,
I think all the time of all the people that I'm, I have a bunch of friends and I have a bunch of Facebook friends. And I'm sure I'm quote unquote Facebook friends
Yeah.
with a lot of other people.
Yeah.
So they probably could give a crap what I say, which is okay. But there are probably people that I know for a fact that I'm like, why don't I see their stuff on Facebook anymore?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking, oh, it's because, well, I haven't looked at their page.
Right.
I haven't gone to the search bar and actually typed in their name. And that's the issue. It's the same thing on Twitter.
Gotcha.
It's the same thing on, where it's really the same thing as TikTok. If you start watching the same type of videos,
Yeah.
or you're watching an average length longer
Yeah.
of a certain type of video than
That's-
others, you're going to keep getting fed these videos.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
You
Because
know?
I watch a lot of music, a lot of young kids and
Yeah.
guys that play music. And I'm really shocked how the youth can really either sing or play an instrument.
Right.
And say, wow. And I've been getting,
Yeah.
I watch those all, and I get them all the time.
Yeah.
That's what I watch on those things.
I like what I watch is people with funny pets, like dogs and stuff like that. And
Mm-hmm.
like the latest one is bark in your dog's face and see what they do. You see like a big Great Dane licking some guy's face. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
I get a
Yeah.
kick out of it. You see
Yeah.
cats and monkeys and all sorts
Yeah.
of. It's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
YouTube.
So I
does,
see a lot of that.
YouTube does it, but they admit that they do it.
Well-
If you start watching a certain kind of video,
Mhm.
there's little key buttons at the top that show what you're most interested in watching. So they're transparent about it. They come right out and say, "Hey, we know you're looking at funny dog videos, so we're going to mark that as your number one tag. And anytime you want to look at funny dog videos, you click there."
Exactly.
Yeah.
Roxana says people use Facebook for their mental health. It's quite sad. It is sad because actually it gives you more anxiety.
Yep.
Then it makes you happy.
Yeah.
I never post personal crap. No, that is true. And she goes, I give a crap what you say, Mike. And I give a crap what you say too,
Yeah,
Roxy.
and a lot of people,
And I like your new profile picture, by the way. Okay. Oh,
a lot of people post personal stuff on there. Oh, I'm going to the bathroom, or I'm going here, I'm going there. So well, I don't give a crap what the hell you're doing.
yeah.
What
Or they take a picture of their dinner.
what the hell? What the hell?
Look at that.
What the hell? People care. What they doing that for? Who gives a crap? What you're doing?
I just go on Facebook to correct people's grammar.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the turkey thing that was up on Grizzled now. Where's turkeys? Oh my God. I can't find them anywhere. So I put Dollar General.
They're,
Get a turkey for $1.
they probably went to
They
the store to probably get some. But let's face it. Look how far
probably went to one store and said, oh my God, all stores are out.
now, because they probably heard somebody say that. But look how far away from Thanksgiving we still are.
Mm-hmm.
There's a turkey in my freezer right now that we just bought a couple of days ago.
Turkey is the next toilet paper. Remember how people hoarded toilet paper because of COVID?
yeah.
Turkey's the next toilet paper.
And guess what happened? It all came back.
Yeah.
Toilet paper came back.
Except for the stuff that's on the boats.
The same way with the hand wash.
Yeah.
Same thing.
It all came back.
Yeah.
It's available.
Yeah.
Don't tell anybody.
I mean, I think a lot of big box stores are limited in the quantity that you can get. And it's not because they're so short, it's because they can't get the shipments.
And because it gives them the opportunity to raise the price.
Yeah.
They're creating a false demand.
And right. And they're
Yeah.
also able to get rid of a lot of shit that they've had for a long time because they're selling what's available today.
Yes, it's true. We are out of Campbell's pork and beans, but we have plenty of
Vandecamps.
we have plenty of greater value pork and beans.
Yeah.
You should buy those.
Yeah.
Margins higher.
And they could raise the price on them if that's all they have.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Because people will buy it. If it's 58 cents a can,
Go to the store
and all of a sudden now it's 68 cents a can,
Yep.
who's going to snuff at a dime?
Mm-hmm.
especially if they want it. Nobody.
Yeah.
But you sell 500 cans of that. That's all gross margin.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's on the boats. It's
It's
all
all
on the
coming
boats.
back.
There
We
is-
don't have a shortage. I guess it's a shortage of CDLs. People with CDLs. But I'm thinking, where the hell they go?
I don't
Oh.
think so. I think it's a fabricated shortage.
Well, the other thing we got to keep in mind too now is that even though they're delivering this stuff, the truckers are, look at the price of diesel.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to go up, up, and up. And where do you think that price is going to go to?
Yeah.
Going to come to you or I?
Yeah, they didn't they say that heating fuel is gonna
Yeah, it's
Yep.
going to go through the
this
roof.
this winter.
I'm hoping that they're wrong about being a cold winter.
It's not because the oil's not there either.
It's there.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
They've got plenty of oil. It's not like we suddenly ran out of oil.
They're just not. They don't want anybody to produce it.
Well, they're not delivering it. They're
Yeah,
just
but-
leaving it there.
Let's face it. The White House doesn't want doesn't want American companies to produce oil. He'd rather have the Arabs increase their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what's going
That's because
on.
they get kickbacks from the Arabs.
Yeah, that's what's exactly what's
It's all
going
about
on.
money.
It's all about money. Yeah,
Jim says it. Follow the money.
and he's right. He's
Follow the
absolutely
money.
right.
If it's not about money, look at the picture of Dubai 20 years
Yeah.
ago and
No.
And look at
Dubai
it now.
Look
now.
at it now.
What a city.
Oh,
It's remarkable. My son was there a year and a half ago, right before COVID.
it is remarkable.
He said it was unbelievable. He
Yeah.
says right in the middle of town, there's this big, like, it's I guess they call it like a bathing pond, but it's just a swimming hole.
Mm-hmm.
It's all man-made.
Yeah.
And he said it's the cleanest thing he'd ever. He said everything is so clean here.
Yeah.
He said the streets are immaculate.
It's because they got all the money.
Roxanne says my husband owns a semi, and it's not fabricated. It's a huge shortage, and they're scrambling to find drivers.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, I believe it.
How about all the people that were on unemployment?
Well, plus to get a CDL, I mean, you gotta go through a pretty tough test, and you gotta be physically fit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't think you can be on any kind of drugs at all.
But
Well, you shouldn't be on any kind of drugs
I'm just saying, but
at all anyway.
I'm saying they test you for drugs and everything
Yeah.
else. Even if you're sick, if you got an issue with your health,
Yeah.
if it's a certain type of, they're going to reject you.
yeah, but if you own a trucking company and you're 20 drivers short, you're going to pay people to come in, get their physicals, and get the training they need so that you can hire them.
Yeah.
It's not a shortage. I'll argue whether, yes, he's got a semi, and yes, he's probably driving his ass off right now. But it's not a shortage in that. It's not a shortage in drivers. We can generate drivers on a monthly basis. You know, all the kids that were getting $600 extra to sit at home on unemployment. Truck driving pays good.
Let me ask you this
My
question.
son is a truck driver.
Would you trust an individual that stayed home and collected money with a truck? I mean, there are certain individuals you ain't going to let them drive a truck.
There's always going to be that.
But I'm sure there are a lot of people that are qualified that can. But it's a difference. It's a difference between can't and won't.
Right.
I mean, I had a CDL for a while too, because when I worked with a utility, you're supposed to drive a line truck. They wanted you to do that. But then they came in with all the rules that you got to have a physical and all this other stuff. It's going to cost them money. They decided to take a lot of us away. So they took it away.
Roxana says they do pay for it all the training and everything. Jesse says these two guys, I think you guys, act like if you collected unemployment, you're the devil.
No. I don't say that. I'm saying the people that stayed home when there were jobs available just because they got an extra $600 a month, those are the people I have issue with.
Exactly.
I mean, I understand, hey, if you're making more money, I'd probably make the same choice. But there's an issue with it when there's a shortage of workers out there.
Well, I agree
Okay.
with him. I mean, there are people who took advantage of that. I don't know who-
Roxana
I don't
says
know if
they're very dangerous drivers, believe me. And
Yeah.
Vaughn pipes in and says they aren't truck drivers; they are steering wheel holders.
Yeah.
Yep.
Vaughn, you are a truck driver, are you not? I believe he is.
Yeah.
So it's nice to be doing a show with Satan and Beelzebub.
I guess we're bad guys.
I thought I was Satan.
Satan and Beelzebub.
Because I can spell Satan.
I can't spell it out. I'm screwed.
Thank God he made the change.
Hey, we're all entitled to our own opinion.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's true.
So
Yeah, Vaughn says he's been doing it for 30 years.
Yeah,
I thought, yeah.
my son's a truck driver.
Yeah.
You know, I ask him every time I see him, you know, how's the workload? How's the, you know, number of people you got working there? He's like, we got plenty of truck drivers.
You also have a son named Brandon.
You know what else?
I got him a t-shirt. I got
Sorry,
him a
kids,
t-shirt.
if your name is Brandon right now.
I got him a t-shirt the other day. It says, "Let's go, Brandon." I never thought that he was that popular.
They threw some woman out of a sports event because she had a "Let's Go Brandon" T-shirt on.
Did he do that? But my name is Brandon.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
son's name is Brandon. He's on the football team.
Oh my goodness.
You know what's going to happen? You can almost bet Willimantic Waste next time you get your bill,
Mhm.
it's going to be an increase for pay for fuel. Mark my-
They've done that before,
they've done it before. Well,
They've
it's
done
going
it
to happen
before.
again. You watch.
but it's happening everywhere, Paul.
Yeah.
It's not just there.
Well, I agree.
It's restaurants adding 3.5% to 5%.
I went down to
Extra for inflation fee / credit card processing fee
Mm-hmm.
or whatever.
We went to Green Onion the other night to buy what we normally used to buy. It used to cost me just under $20. Cost me $24. The same thing we always got before.
Mhm.
So it already went up $4 or $5.
20% increase.
And that's probably what about
Mhm.
I think inflation right now is probably between 20 and 30%.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Look at gas.
Mhm.
And the problem is, so you got a 6% raise, and guess what? You're already getting, you're already
It's a
negative.
joke.
Yeah, when the
You're-
cost of living goes up 15%, you get a 2% pay raise.
Guess
Well,
what?
you
You're in the
know
hole.
what? And then you get all these people. We need $15 an hour.
Mhm.
Okay. Where the hell is it going to come from?
We can take it from the people that are getting $450,000 to walk across our borders illegally.
There you go. There you go. There you go. That's a gospel truth right there.
Amen.
All right, guys. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining us here on Retiree Row.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll be back on Monday. Paul will be here. If you're still here with us. Well,
Your favorite day.
78, you never know.
Yeah, he's pushing the upper limit.
I don't want to get a phone call. Paul went pause up, Oh no. Look at him. You see that glare I just got? Oh God. Wednesday we have a very interesting guest as things are starting to fill up. We have a couple of parents coming in that their child got harassed, by teachers because the mask was down. And this was all over Grizzle's social media.
Wow.
So they're going to be here on Wednesday telling their story.
I am with them.
So
I still think it's a parent's responsibility.
I think it's a choice.
Absolutely.
it's a choice.
I totally agree.
All right, guys. Thanks, guys. All right, thanks for tuning in, guys. Let's see. Sunday, we will be on the air actually for youth football. It's the semifinals. It's before the Super Bowl. All three Grizzle teams, the micros, the juniors, and the seniors, they have procured home field advantage, and we're going to have all three games on. Jesus, they're gone. Look at that. They left me for dead in here. That's it. They're gone. 10, 12, and 2 on Sunday. It's Grizzled Youth Football right here on SNSN. And don't forget, something that all of a sudden has been put together. It's the turkey dip. Every year it's been happening at the French Club. It raises money for the boosters here in Grizzled. Oh, boy. Guess what? Not yet, but they're putting it together. We'll tell you more about it Monday right here on SNSN. Have a great weekend.